a comprehensive look at trends, fund profiles, and more in Exploring ETFs.
We're going to focus on Tesla ETFs in this conversation with our ETF Research Director, Nina Mishra, who joins me here now, and it's for obvious reasons because the stock is on fire.
Yeah, Tesla shares have had a parabolic or just a vertical move in the past few months. The stock has gained more than 200% in the past 4 months and more than 75% this year itself. And its market value, the market capitalization, now exceeds the combined market capitalization of the big three Detroit automakers.
Oh, wow.
GM, Ford, and Fiat Chrysler. Now, this parabolic move started since the company reported better than expected results and cash flows, and fourth quarter deliveries were also much better than expected. Stock is up again today on reports that they may open their Shanghai factory soon. Now, this factory was constructed in less than a year, and they had started shipping Model 3 sedans from that factory. And China is the biggest electric car market in the world, so that factory is very important. That is one of the reasons why Tesla has been going up. Now, I'm not here to discuss the valuation, whether it is justified or not, because it's like a cult stock with massive retail interest, particularly from millennials. And now momentum traders are also rushing into the stock. And short sellers, they have lost billions of dollars on this stock. It has a genius CEO and founder. So there are reasons, but there are Tesla has its own, believers and skeptics. But we are here to discuss ETFs.
Yes.
And that hold Tesla and that have been going up because of Tesla. Now, it is included in 119 ETFs.
Well, we're not going to talk about all of them, are we? You scared me there for a minute.
We'll talk about 5 that assign highest weights to Tesla. It is not included in the S&P 500 index because it has not met the profit requirements. NASDAQ 100 gives a small weight to Tesla, about 1.4%.
All right, let's start taking a look at these here. There is the First Trust NASDAQ Global Auto Index Fund.
Ticker symbol is CARS. It holds global auto manufacturers. That is why Tesla has been included because of market capitalization. Relatively small ETF, 19 million. A little bit pricey with 70 basis points in expense ratio. To look at this ETF, you can go to the quote page. From there, the external home page. Look at other holdings and details of this ETF, and you will see that Tesla gets about 17-18% weight in the portfolio.
Okay. Van Eck Vectors Low Carbon Energy ETF. They have an ETF for just about everything, don't they, at that company?
So the ticker symbol is interesting, Smog. It holds low carbon energy companies, companies that derive at least 50% of their revenues from low carbon energy. 116 million in assets, 63 basis points, expense ratio. To look at this ETF, go to the quote page and external home page. Learn about more details, and Tesla is again the biggest holding in the ETF with about 14% weight.
Okay. First Trust NASDAQ Clean Edge Green Energy Index Fund. Can there be any more words in that name?
The ticker symbol is QCLN. It holds clean energy companies listed only in the US. This is also a market cap weighted ETF with about 200 million in assets, 60 basis points in expense ratio. You can use the link on the code page. You can also read our articles, reports, and you can go to the First Trust web page for this ETF. Tesla is again the biggest holding with about 15% weight. Now, Tesla is biggest holding in these ETFs because its share price has appreciated so much.
Sure.
So that is why the weights have gone up in those ETFs.
Okay. ARC, Autonomous Technology and Robotics ETF.
So ARC is known for being one of the biggest Tesla bulls. They had a price target of $4,000 earlier,
Wow.
and they have increased that price target to $7,000 recently. This ETF by ARC holds autonomous technology, robotics companies, and since Tesla has been involved in autonomous driving, it is one of the constituents. This is an actively managed ETF with about 197 million in assets and 75 basis points expense ratio, which is justified considering it is an actively managed ETF. You can go to the quote page and the external home page. Tesla gets about 11% weight in the portfolio.
Okay. And then finally, Global X Lithium and Battery Tech ETF.
This is the only lithium ETF available to investors. It holds lithium miners and battery producers, and Tesla is involved in that area too. It has a reasonable amount of assets, 602 million, 75 basis points in expense ratio because of the niche exposure that it provides. And you can go to the quote page, external home page from there, and you will see that Tesla is not the biggest holding in this portfolio. Tesla gets about 11% weight in the portfolio.
All right. And then let's see how they're performing this year.
So I have the comparative performance of the 5 ETFs that we discussed this year, and the one by Global X, the Lithium ETF, and the one by First Risk Clean Energy ETF, they are up about between 9–10%. The other two by VanEck and another one by ARC, they are up around 7–8%. The First Risk Global Auto ETF cars, that has that is barely in the green this year, despite assigning a high weight to Tesla, because the other automakers haven't done well this year. So that is why no gains for this ETF.
And I have to ask, do you see anything that can derail this party?
Just Tesla?
Yeah.
So Tesla, as I mentioned, it's a cult stock.
Yeah.
And I have no idea whether it can continue to go up or it will come crashing down. The valuation is probably not justified, but there are many other tech stocks also out there whose valuations are not justified. They trade basically on the basis of what they will be able to deliver in the future.
Okay.
So that remains to be seen.
All right. And do you own any of these ETFs?
I do not.
All righty. Thank you for that. I'm sure you'll be keeping track of how that shapes up. And don't forget, there's always more ETF information on our website, Zacks.com. Use the Funds tab in the top toolbar on the homepage to help guide you there. And also don't forget that if you can't watch these videos with Nina, you can hear her podcasts on the podcast page of Zacks.com. ETF Spotlight is her weekly podcast that she produces and hosts, and you can go down to the bottom of the homepage and click on the word podcast, and it'll help to take you to that section. With Nina, I'm Terry Ruffalo.